Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tony, and welcome to the Tony and Cooley Show. We are back. I've been amped about this, dude.
Yeah, son.
Yeah, dude. This is cool, man. It feels like, oh god, it's good to be back, man. It's good to hear my own voice in the headphones again. I sound so smooth and like really cool in these headphones. Hey, everybody.
Yo, remember this? Remember this shit?
Yeah, dude.
Your own
And
voice in headphones?
for everybody listening to this first episode who's going to be watching this, because we're doing video now. I got Cooley to my left or right, however. We decided to edit this after, but
in my thing, yeah, I'm on the left. So
yeah, whatever, man. Dude, I'm excited to be doing this again. I'm glad that I know we already have listeners because people that did follow us on Redbeard Podcast and cross the streams bullshit will definitely be listening to this show now that we're doing video. If you guys haven't listened to us at all before and this is your first time, thank you for joining us. Hope you guys enjoy the show. This is the show.
Why would we name a show after some shit you're not supposed to do?
What are you talking about, bro?
Cross the streams.
The streams.
Why did we think that was an awesome?
Because we were talking about everything we were watching on different streaming services and not just one. So we thought Cross the Streams was cool. It was a Ghostbusters reference. And we're not going to get into it. In my opinion, I'm leaving that behind me. Anyway, so yeah. I will say. I'm super excited to be doing this now with video, and I'm just glad to just be talking about, like, whatever. That's what we're good at, man. You and I just love kind of riffing on stuff because we do that in our spare time anyway.
Yes.
So, but dude, let's just get into it, dude. So I know that you and I had kind of talked about this offline, of course, but both of us
hold on. I've been waiting to do this for like so long, man.
Dude. All right, here we go.
It's your man with the 100-game plan, Cooley.
Well, let's just.
No, I have not been waiting to do that. He asked me. I tried this. Stop it. Enough of the huffing.
Horrible, bro.
I did that before when we were doing a test run, and he was like, "Oh, how long have you been sitting on that?" And I was just like, I haven't been sitting on it at all because it's stupid. But I wanted to do that stupid thing for everybody so that you could all hear it and then hear what we went through after the fact. But now we are back to the show. Welcome back, guys. And 1, 2. It goes the other way. 3, 2, 1, go.
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat actually came out on the 27th or 25th, something like that. Well, that's when I watched it. But anyway, came out on HBO Max. Dude. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I have been since the game came out. I played it back in the day.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, I'll never forget this. I rented Mortal Kombat it was at Major Video. I rented Mortal Kombat, brought it home. I was playing it that night. No, seriously, listen. I was playing it that night.
Okay, sorry.
And the same night I was playing it, there was a news story on about it. And my mother was like, Is that the same game that you're playing? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, it's bloody. So she came in, she saw that there was blood. She's like, well, I don't care if you play as long as you turn the blood off. So I turned the blood off for like 30 seconds and then turned it back on. And then it didn't really even matter anymore. And then, I became Mortal Kombat obsessed because you could like murder people in the game. That was always fun. And I was into martial arts. And so then 2, I played 3 in the arcade. And then all the games after that, the movie came out. It was dope. I saw it in theaters. So I've been waiting like 27 years, whatever, for this damn movie to come out. And now that it's out and it was streamable and I could watch it in the comfort of my own home with a buddy of mine, it was just like, it was awesome, dude. I think this movie, even though some people kind of dogged it and they said, it was kind of trash. It's like, well, dude, you're taking the movie way too seriously. Like, you have to go into it knowing it's a Mortal Kombat movie. The storyline's not going to be amazing, right? And it was just a love letter to the fans. Like, we're going to show you the classic fatalities that you want to see. We're going to focus on the classic characters. We're not going to go into like a huge backstory. Like, we're going to set it up because we know that this movie is going to be the beginning of a franchise. And a lot of people are like, they didn't even bring out Johnny Cage. And like, it's like, well, dude, this is the beginning. Like, you can't show all the all-stars in the first movie. you know? So I think that they're doing this slowly. They're doing it right. I was pleased with it. Some people said there were some cheesy moments. There are going to be cheesy moments when you're actually trying to do a movie about a video game. You know, you're going to have like those like fatality, like, I mean, yeah, of course, dude, but it's a video game movie. So I don't know, man. I really enjoyed it. Me and Jim watched it, and dude, we were geeking out like a bunch of friggin' nerds and loved it. So I was super happy with Mortal Kombat, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. But that's the basis of my feelings. But I know you have some things to say. We've talked about it, so go for it, man.
I mean, like, look, I've had similar situations. You know, one thing that comes to mind is the Michael Bay Transformers movie. Like, the first time I saw that shit, I was like, wow. You know, when something transformed and I heard like it wasn't the same as the, you know.
Wait, what did it sound like?
I don't know. It was like fucking milk.
No, it didn't, man. It was like,
Yeah. No.
You were just like,
No,
it sounded like a mechanical keyboard.
It did. I mean, like, maybe, yeah, it sounded like, right? Like that's what it sounded like. But yeah, I mean, like, I geeked out. I when you know, when Barricade like transformed and, you know, went after Bumblebee and all that shit. Like, I thought a lot of the shit was so dope, and it blinded me, and it made me think, wow, this was a great movie. Try watching it the second time, and not so much, because you start to realize, like, hey, this isn't really the Transformers that I grew up with. I was just really excited to see Transformers on the big screen, and done in a way that was like at least a little bit, you know, fan service for us, right? I think that's kind of, and I'm not pigeonholing you, or I'm not trying to, like, you know, tell you what you think or what you're feeling, right? Like, you could love the movie. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're my boy. I am never going to judge you for loving this movie. I personally, at first, on first viewing, I was like, this movie is a steaming pile of shit. Mm-hmm. And the reason wasn't so much because, like, you know, of some of the video game stuff that they included, but some of the stuff that they tried to include that wasn't from the game, that was supposed to be fleshing out the story of Mortal Kombat when there was no need to. If they went into it and they were just, we're going to have fun with this, it's going to be balls to the wall, we're going to go all in on this video game shit, right? Then have at it, and I'm going to have fun with that. But you can't have your foot in two ponds. Is that how you say it? You can't be on both sides of the fence.
But they also explained it, though. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying. You can't do silly video game shit and then try to fucking explain it with some shit that is supposed to make sense but doesn't. You got to either be, this is a serious movie and we're going to take it seriously, or we're going all in on the video game stuff. Because, like, you can't skirt the line on that. It's got to be... Yeah, I mean, it felt to me like it was being pulled in two different directions.
I don't know, man. I mean, that shit didn't really bother me, because I think like like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, when you have to, all right, take, like, I think a good example would be like, all right, when you're trying to take a video game concept where people have like special powers and shit, and you want to put it into a real world scenario, I think some things might have to be tweaked for it to be a little bit more. This is going to sound so dumb because the shit in this movie wasn't believable, but like, believable. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe that could happen, but it's like, it's kind of like when you got like Tim Burton's Batman, you know, like some of that shit was so fucking goofy that it was comic book, right? But then you got Christopher Nolan, who's taken the Batman ideas and characters and put it into almost like a real world situation where, you know, in the Christopher Nolan franchise, that shit was like real world. You got like trucks flipping over on friggin', you know, main roads and shit. You got like things jumping on buildings. Like, everything they did in those movies looked like it could actually be possible. Dangerous as shit, but possible. You know what I mean? So I feel like some of the stuff, even though in this movie was what you would classify as supernatural, it wasn't. Those were the things where I suspended like disbelief of, like, oh, you kill somebody with like the power, and then the friggin' dragon mark transfers to them, and that's how they develop a power that, you know, basically personifies whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that worked for me, you know? But I can understand what you're saying. Like, I think that's a valid point. That makes a lot of sense.
Like the other thing that I would point out, like one of the things that really ticked me off is you had a character like Kano, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kano's character, like the way, I mean, just the way that he was designed and created from jump he was a cybernetic, like not like a gang member, a gang leader, right? But he was cybernetic. Like that was the whole point of Kano and his crew. They were all cyborgs of some sort. And his thing was he had this like cyborg face with a laser eye, right? And they had to explain that. Jesus Christ, this is going to be on film. They had to explain that through this like arcana shit that he like got, you know, from I don't know. He got a fucking scratch from the lizard guy. Like, yeah. What the fuck happened? Like and now all of a sudden he's got lasers coming out of one eye, but there's still no cybernetic enhancements. And that was one of the most badass things about Kano. Like, why would you strip that from a character? Now granted, the guy that played Kano was great, and he was fun to watch, and like his lines were great, and he was awesome comedic relief. But he was also a badass, right? Like, you had a lot of badasses in this show, and you had a lot of really cool comedy relief, and you also had some really cool, like, badass moments and stuff like that. But when you string it all together, and when you if you string it all together and you watch it without really, like, thinking about it, sure, it's a fun, entertaining movie. And I came to that conclusion later, like, after we talked and you told me about, like, how you felt about it. I said, let me give it another shot. I watched it again, and I just kind of, like, turned off the thing that was looking at like all the stuff that was supposed to make sense, right? And I was like, oh yeah, this is all right. But when I'm watching it as a Mortal Kombat movie, as the type of fan that I am when I'm watching something,
yeah.
When you have something that's created by a group of people or a person like Ed Boon or Ed is it Ed Boon, Tobias something?
Ed Boon, yeah.
Yeah. Ed Boon and Tobias, whoever the fuck what's his last name?
Noob Saibot.
Oh yeah, Noobs.
That's Boone and Tobias backwards.
Yeah, Boone and Tobias. Let's just go with that. When you're talking about those guys, right? Why is it? And this happens all the time in cinema, and it pisses me off. Which is why I'm such a Marvel Studios fan and not so much a fan of the DC movies.
Why do they change things?
Yeah, why is it that a director or somebody comes in, they're going, I'm going to put my spin on this, and I'm going to make this better, right? Like, what makes you think that you're going to make something better than the people that created the thing?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I see what you're saying. I understand, like, you know, like, taking away, like, the one thing that makes Kano specifically. Like, I get what you're saying, but as, like, a diehard Mortal Kombat fan, like, it just didn't bother me. I understand what you're saying, but like I watched it and I was like, oh, all right, like that doesn't bother me though. I think it's kind of cool what they did with it. Like I liked it.
And there's the other thing. One last little thing, and this isn't even nothing we have to get into, but just to illustrate my point, they didn't have to do all that because you watched the Scorpion's Revenge. Right?
Oh, so dope.
Right after. It is an animated movie.
Yeah.
And in the animated movie, they took it more seriously than the actual Mortal Kombat movie. Like you actually had.
That shit was violent as hell, dude. Like, for an animated movie. Like, I'm not an anime guy, but, I mean, like, when I watched that, I was like, holy shit. Like, they were, like,
and you had
taking eyeballs out.
You had everything you needed, man. You had everybody had their powers. You had the fatalities. You had the moments where, you know, your soul is mine, or whatever the fuck. I don't know why I just sounded like an Italian, but, look, you had all that stuff. But the thing is, when you have... When they're doing the show or whatever, this animated movie, when Sonya Blade shows up, she's just blasting motherfuckers with her, you know, Sonya Blade shit. And fucking Kano's a badass cyborg, and Jax got his arms ripped off, but then he had cyborg arms put on, and he was like a fucking badass cyborg dude without having to grow fucking cyborg muscles on his cyborg skeleton, puny wimpy arms that he was like fucking depressed about or some shit. Like it was just I don't know, like it turned me off, like when there was just so much explanation. Like, dude, I'm 47 years old. I don't need you to explain this shit. And you're not,
but
this isn't made for a 16-year-old kid. This is made for fucking people like us.
But when you watched it again, you liked it.
When I watched it again, I enjoyed the entertainment value and aspect of the movie. Yes.
All right, cool.
Yes, so we can move on. But my point is my point.
Yeah, your point is your point.
By it. And I like that we have, two different views, and there are people out there that are going to side with me, and there are people out there that are going to side with you, and there are people out there that are going to think both of us are fucking crazy.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. I mean,
like
it's funny.
Like those people are like, why are they even fucking watching Mortal Kombat? That's
what's funny though? It's
they
like
should be watching The Help or
The
some
Help.
shit.
Oh my god, that fucking Help! I've seen.
You've seen it? I haven't seen it.
The Help is a good movie, man. But you're comparing Mortal Kombat to the fucking Help. Like, it's the stupidest comparison you've ever.
I didn't compare it. I said there were people out there that are wondering why we're even watching that shit, and we should be watching The Help.
But why you went from Mortal Kombat to The Help? That's the first fucking movie that you thought of. It's hilarious.
I don't know. I mean, like,
especially a movie you haven't seen.
On Golden Pond. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Whatever, man. Fucking Footloose. So that's more along the lines of Mortal Kombat for me. Yeah, there's a lot of legs and kicks involved.
All that. Yep.
Yo, Marvel,
and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, well, dude, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Somebody knows him, or somebody who knows him, or whatever the fuck that means. So I would say, as far as like, just like cool shit that's out right now, dude. Like, I was really impressed with like the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought they killed it on Marvel Disney Plus. I really liked what they did with The Mandalorian. I thought The Mandalorian was phenomenal. Dude, everything that Disney Plus is putting out right now is just like awesome. Like, I haven't really found anything on there that I didn't watch Mulan. That's just not my jam. I never really cared for the animated Mulan, so I didn't really want to spend $30 to watch the movie. Plus, when I have free time and I'm not watching my 2-year-old, I watch other things besides Disney. Or things that I haven't watched yet on Disney Plus that are more, adult entertainment, like The Mandalorian or Star Wars and shit that she can't watch yet. But dude, Falcon and Winter Soldier, just like from the first episode, dude, like the action in the first episode, I texted you about it, was dope, dude. They had me from like 2 minutes into the first episode. I loved it. And I thought that what they did with the entire thing was great. I was pretty bummed out. I didn't realize that when I was watching the finale that was the finale. Even though, like, I should have known because they kind of put a button on everything. But I was like, that all makes sense. See you guys next week. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the end of it.
Dude, totally. Like, that last episode was absolutely, like, the definition of a finale.
I know, but I was like, but you know what it was though? It's like when we watched it wasn't
they did everything except for like say goodbye.
Oh no, that's because WandaVision. Because WandaVision was, what was it, like 8 episodes? 9 episodes, but they were like a half hour a piece. Mm-hmm. Falcon and Winter Soldier were 50-minute episodes, so I was expecting the same amount of episodes at least. But it was double the time, so they did half the episodes. It was like 6 or 7 or something like that. So
which is not half of 9, but I get what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying. So like when I thank you for
100%. I got your back, brother.
Thank you. So, but thanks. So I no. So I mean, like, but so I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, nice. This is a baller episode. Like, not realizing that like every storyline had just been tied up. Like,
Tony's like, now shit's about to stop
popping.
Like,
and then, yeah.
He got his suit.
And then, like, at the end of that episode, I, like, looked up shit, and they were, like, people on Twitter was like, yo, that finale is bomb. I was like, oh, shit. So I was like, because I feel like I would have been more into it if I was, like, watched that shit on my lunch break. I'm like, oh, new episode.
Yeah.
And then it was the finale. Like, if I had known, I would have, like, waited. I would have like saved it to the night. Like, this is the last fucking, but I didn't, man. I watched it on my lunch break eating fucking Moe's burrito. Like, really into it, but like, just like, fuck. Anyway, it was still dope.
That shit was dope, man. Like, it would have been even doper if there wasn't a pandemic that caused them to like reshoot everything.
Yeah.
I told you about this, off camera, but I figured I'd share it with the audience that may not have a connection to the internet or whatever.
People that are watching this definitely have a connection to the internet.
but
now hear this.
Yeah. Breaking news. Yeah, so basically, like, they shot The Winter Soldier in full, and they were, like, literally, like, in post-production when the pandemic hit. It was actually supposed to be the first series that was released, and they ended up flipping it with WandaVision.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was, like, supposed to be the first one to come out. But what had happened was the pandemic hit, and it was, a worldwide pandemic. It was originating in China, and at the time of release, or, even like throughout the entire pandemic, there was a whole lot of, anti-Asian hate going on.
Right, right.
Very unfortunate, very, very rude, awful behavior by fellow Americans, like, that are just like, oh, you're Chinese, you caused the fucking pandemic. And it's like, no, you didn't, man. Just shut the fuck up, man, and, like, fucking go put on a mask or some shit. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is that because of the pandemic, and because of the fact that Marvel, this show was, like, including Madripoor, which is an island that is decidedly Asian. For anybody who knows the island, I think when you get to Madripoor, and there's really no indication that it's, like, an Asian population, because, like, there's, like, everybody you could fucking imagine under the sun, like, on that island doing bad shit. But anybody who's a Marvel fan knows that it's an island that has Asian origins, or is mostly populated by an Asian population, and word is going to get out regardless. So basically, they look at that, they say, okay, well, we have, this island, it's a criminal. It's an island of criminal organizations, really. Like, it's a bad fucking place. And then you're going to couple that with this, like, pandemic that they were actually supposed to be the underlying condition that was causing the flag smashers to, have this uprising, not homelessness or whatever the fuck they ended up choosing, which kind of made sense and worked out. So it wasn't too bad. But I mean, I think the pandemic and, like, not being able to get vaccinations and, having the vaccines, like, portioned out to people that, had more money or were, more affluent or whatever, I think that would have made, like, a better story. I
disagree, though.
But I get why they did it.
But here's my thing with that. I actually have chosen not to watch certain things. Like, like my wife and I are big fans of the show The Good Doctor. I haven't watched this last season because as soon as the fucking pandemic hit, like, all those shows like Grey's Anatomy and This Is Us, and they started including the pandemic into the show, and it's so fucking overstimulated with COVID-19 everywhere that when I sit down and watch TV, that's the last fucking thing I want to think about. So I like the fact that, like, when I was watching The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I forgot about the pandemic, and I was sucked into Marvel's world. If you bring in COVID-19, I guarantee you I probably wouldn't have watched the whole fucking thing.
Oh, it wouldn't have been COVID-19. It would have been some other thing that wasn't. Yeah, it would have been some other thing that. But wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Related, but it brings it too close to reality, dude. You need to step away from that shit for a little bit. That's what fucking Disney Plus and Marvel and all this shit is for, dude. People look at this stuff as an escape. When shit is too relatable, and a pandemic, dude, brought on is a trigger for anxiety for a lot of people. So you can't be watching your favorite shit and also have a sense of anxiety at the same time. Like, people would just be like, I don't fucking want to think about this right now. Like, I just want to watch something and forget about it. So I like the fact that they separated that, and I think that was a smart move on their part to do that, man. Like, I forgot about it completely.
I get what you're saying. I really do. I don't know. I've always, this goes back to 9/11, right? 9/11, and this is like super fucking petty and first world problems, and yeah, I am a complete dick for even saying shit like this, but I own it. Spider-Man. The Spider-Man movie, the one with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, you're talking about the Twin Towers?
Yeah, that shit was coming out, and it was amazing, and one of the most iconic Spider-Man scenes in comics that was actually they translated it to film. It was Spider-Man catching a helicopter between the two towers, right? Uh, and the fucking 9/11 happens, and they erased that shit from existence.
Yeah.
It was in the trailer. You saw it in the trailer. It was in all of the posters. And then all of a sudden, it's not something that you're going to see in the movie. It was one of the scenes I was looking forward to the most, and they took it out. There were video games. I was working in what's now GameStop and was then Electronics Boutique. You can look online to figure out when that name change happened and try and put my age together, but I'm not going to give that to you.
Well, it's just people from Rhode Island. Electronics Boutique, or EB, was in the
or you can,
Rhode
or
Island.
you,
It was in the Rhode
literally
Island Mall.
or you can literally just figure out when, you know, 9/11 happened.
All right, we got it. 2001.
I'm saying, like, you didn't. All right, whatever. I bet you nobody knew that shit though.
Nobody knew when 9/11 happened.
Yeah, they were gonna have to fucking look it up.
2001.
I bet you 50% of the people listening would have had to look it up.
Yeah, dude. If you're not our age, it's fucking people on TikTok right now. We're not even born yet.
So anyway, what I'm saying is I was working at an electronics boutique at the time, and there were video games that had the World Trade Center on the covers and shit like that. We had to take them off the shelves.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing, I mean, you know, I get, like, yeah, it's a trigger for some people or whatever, but I mean, that kind of thing really aggravates me, is like when we have something that exists and it's like we try to pretend it never existed.
See,
And I'm not talking.
I hear
like
you,
a physical,
but I think,
physical thing that existed. You know what I mean? That
no,
was part
I
of
get
us.
you, man. I just think that they tried to, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's, you know, like celebrating the. You know what it is though? It's because, like, again, like, you're watching the Spider-Man movie, and you're like, oh, this is dope, and then all of a sudden you see the Twin Towers, and it automatically takes you out of the theater. And you start thinking about 9/11 and what happened, and you're no longer paying attention to the film. And I don't think that they did it, try to ignore it, but I think they did it as a way to not remind people while they're watching the film about that. They want people to focus on the film. So I understand your point. I get it. But I understand probably why the studios made that call to do that. The last movie... There's two movies where the Twin Towers are visible that actually stick out to me. And one is obviously Home Alone 2, where he's on the top of the Twin Towers taking the pictures and stuff, whatever. That's a really cool shot. And every year I watch it, I go, wow. And I automatically think of 9/11, because who wouldn't, right? But then the other one is a really cool shot in American Psycho, which takes place in New York City. Christian Bale, that movie came out in 2000, the year before 9/11. And there's a shot where he's walking through, I think it's Hell's Kitchen or some part of New York City, and he walks in between these two buildings, and in the background you just see the Twin Towers. And it's like dope, you know what I mean? Because it's a really cool shot, but when that movie was filmed, obviously that wasn't a thing. So I don't know. I get it, man. I see what you're saying. You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But studios make those calls for a reason, you know. I can tell you, not to completely switch gears, but I got to talk about this because I'm thinking about it. You know that I hated the last Predator movie because it was a steaming pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah,
well,
like you hated that movie for the same reasons I hated Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I don't know. I hated it because it just sucked. Like I watched The Predator again, and I still wanted to friggin' put a gun in my mouth. It was awful. But dude, it's just so garbage. The only scene in that movie that was awesome is when he just like woke up in the lab and murdered everybody. Everything else was awful. And I could go into it, but I'm not going to bother. But I can tell you that this guy, Dan Trachtenberg, who he's been working on a Predator movie, like a secret Predator movie, for a while. He didn't even want fans to know about it, but somebody leaked that he was doing it. He's the same guy who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane. So
Love that movie.
Yeah, dude, he's a dope director, and the fact that he's doing this gives me a little bit of hope. And from what I understand, it's going to be taking place in there's a lot of rumors. Like it's going to be taking place in like, someone said medieval times, and then someone said like old school, like Native American times and a time period, which I think is kind of cool because the Predators have been around forever, you know, and
right.
I think to kind of bring that to light is cool. You know what I mean? They've been doing this for however long. But the cool thing is that we've been hearing rumors about this movie, but we haven't heard anything about a cast. And there was, this information has recently come to light this past week that they put Legion co-star Amber Midthunder in the lead. So if you don't know who Amber Midthunder is, she's in that show Legion. Look her up if you don't know who she is. I actually think.
Who did she play in Legion? Does it say? Because I love that show.
Well, it said that Legion star Amber Midthunder is taking the lead role in Skulls, which will be soon starting production. We don't know exactly how the Predator franchise ties into the plot for Skulls, but there's some sort of connection that people are talking about. I don't know who she played in Legion because I never watched the show, but I've seen like scenes from it where I've seen her specifically because I looked it up after and I saw, you know, a couple things. She's not bad, dude. But it says like right here in this article that I was reading that
she played Carrie Loudermilk.
Right, sure. So, but it says right here that we don't know exactly how the Predator franchise ties into the plot for Skulls. However, the powerful aliens who have killed some of Earth's deadliest soldiers would make for a formidable opponent if the aforementioned Comanche woman was out on her own in the middle of the woods trying to prove herself as a warrior, perhaps thinking that she's been tested by her tribe. She will try to deal with the stealthy creatures as best she can. That's purely speculation on our part, but if that's the case, we're again frustrated by how much fun this reveal would have been in theaters. It would have blown the unbreakable reveal at the end of Split out of the water. Skulls is written...
I find that ironic.
Well, it says Skulls is written by Patrick Asen, marking his feature writing debut, but he previously worked as a co-executive producer for the Jason Bourne franchise spin-off series Treadstone and as a supervising producer writer for Amazon's Jack Ryan series. So John Davis, who has produced all of the Predator movies over the years, including the Alien vs. Predator movies, is again producing the Davis Entertainment through Davis Entertainment, with the production beginning imminently. We can probably expect to see the movie in theaters sometime next year. So the fact that this guy is a diehard Predator fan and has admitted that and says that he really wants to make this movie better and did not care for the last movie really sits well with me. Because if he didn't like the last movie, then that is something that he's seeing what we're seeing. He's seeing what the fans hated. You know, and if he's looking to correct that, that's great. Dude, I got into a battle with somebody on Facebook about this. They were basically saying like, oh, well, why would you put down Shane Black and blah, blah, blah. He's done so much, like, he's done so many like great movies and comedy. And I was like, dude, that's the point. Like, if you watch the Predator movie, it's not a comedy. And there were too many comedic moments in it. It didn't make sense. Also, like, I just am so angry that, like, this dude played Hawkins in the first Predator movie. You would think that out of all people, he would understand how to do a Predator movie by being on the set and knowing what worked. But he literally just took this pile of steaming shit and gave it to the fans. And then everybody's surprised. Like, oh, well, why does everybody hate the movie so long? Like, did you just see what I fucking watched? Have you compared it to the first fucking two Predator movies? It's not even close. It's like the two Predator movies were like dramatic horror movies. They were violent. They were gory. This was a fucking teeny bopper bullshit Predator movie. It was like garbage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see people get fucking ripped apart, man. Like, I want to see horror. I want to see dark. I want to see thriller. I want to see gore, man. Like, I want to see the Predator get ruthless with people. You know? It's like, he cut off, dude. He killed a freaking soldier in the back of a van. And then the guy driving the van was like, oh, is everybody okay back there? Brr. And then all of a sudden the Predator hears the guy, and instead of just murdering him, he literally takes up, excuse me, I'm getting sick to my stomach thinking about it. he picks up a predator, picks up a human's severed arm, and puts it through the curtain, so the driver can see just like the forearm to the hand, and the hand is in a thumbs up position, and so the driver goes, "Oh, everything's fine," and then the predator puts the arm back down. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, come on, dude. Like, shit like that. I was just like, you gotta be. This is stupid, dude.
I mean, I saw that as like, it was a predator that knew how to have fun.
That, I don't want to see that, man. I want to see a predator who wants to know how to murder somebody, and that's it.
All predators are not the same.
I don't want to see the fucking predator that's a stand-up comedian. I'm not looking for that. All right, I want to see the predator who is Charles Manson. That's what I want to see.
He was playing with his prey. But for me, I thought that Predator movie was entertaining.
Oh God, dude, I hate it. I hate it when you say that.
I thought it was entertaining. I didn't think it was the greatest Predator movie, but I thought it was entertaining. And I also, this is coming from a guy who absolutely fucking loathes Predator 2, which is a movie that you like. I found their depiction of Jamaican people to be very fucking offensive. I mean, I'm not Jamaican, but I'm pretty sure that they all don't look like He-Man figures or characters, and that's it just kind of struck me. It hit me the wrong way when I saw that shit. It was just like that, and the Hispanic drug lords or whatever in the beginning. It was just way over the fucking top.
It's supposed to be, bro.
Wow, it was supposed to be back then. You would never see that shit in a movie today.
Yeah, but who fucking cares, man? Who fucking cares about today? Like, you're looking at the movie.
Back then,
look at the movie back then. You want to know why it was supposed to be over the top, bro? It's supposed to be over the top because the fucking predator comes down and is looking to take out or face off against somebody who basically is able to survive this massive fucking war that's going on in the middle of the city, which is Danny Glover, and then that other guy, El Scorpio, whatever, the guy who basically jumps off the fucking building because he thinks he sees the devil. Danny Glover basically like shoots him off the side of the building. Like, that is supposed to be over the top fucking insane. If you've read the Predator comics, it's over the top nuts, dude. People fuck. And so that shit made complete sense to me. The Jamaican guys, dude, my cousin and I and like a bunch of friends of mine have watched that movie, including friends of mine that are black, and they did not actually see anything wrong with that. But I don't know, dude. Look, I'm not Jamaican. Obviously, I'm not going to say that I would be offended by that. All I know is that when I watched it, I didn't see the things that you saw.
It's not even race, bro. It's just the characterization and the way it's like for the Jamaicans. I mean, the Mexicans in the beginning, absolutely, that shit was about race. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? But the
I guess
Jamaicans,
they were just playing on stereotypes, dude. I guess in that movie, that's basically
no. But I mean, like the Jamaicans, you could like fucking like copy paste fucking white people into the role, fucking Hispanics, blacks, fucking whoever you want into that role, and I'd
wait
still
a minute,
say,
dude. But aren't Jamaicans? Jamaican are usually black people. They are black people, right?
Did I say they weren't?
What did you just say?
I said you could copy paste any role, anybody into that role. When I say Jamaican, but when I say Jamaican, right? I'm thinking Jamaican, which is they are a black people, but they're not.
Whoa, back up. Now I'm not hearing you. I'm missing something. You can copy and paste who into what?
You can copy paste any nationality into that role. Is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be Jamaicans. It could be white people. It could be black people as an American black people. Let me just fucking specify so that you're not confused about what black people I mean.
That's not what I'm saying. Don't fucking turn around on me. Don't make it that. I'm saying I thought because fuck you, man.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't need somebody to freaking get all cancel culture on me because I didn't understand what you said.
I give no power to cancel culture.
But I'm just saying, like, I thought you were saying that you could put white people into a Jamaican role. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
They couldn't be Jamaicans, but they could be those. They could be those characters.
All right.
Yeah. So it was what I'm saying though is like at the end of the day, they were fucking Masters of the Universe fucking characters, like fucking like giant fucking bracers on gold bracers and giant fucking WWF belts on with fucking. I don't know, like fucking sparks coming out of their eyes and shit. It was just they just looked like fucking like they were designed for a comic book. It was like these people don't exist. They've never existed in this world.
But they were, yeah. Like, do you know what they look like though? They look like high end like drug lords from the 80s. Like because they were driving a car that had like a zebra top. And it
you
was
grew up in the 80s just like I did. When's the last time you saw somebody walking around with gold bracers and fucking a giant fucking championship belt and
did you fucking watch do you know who MC Hammer is? Like, like that's
I know who MC Hammer is, and like when he was not in music videos, he wasn't walking around like that. That's not how you walk around on the street, is what I'm saying.
But they were also like dude, these people that were basically like King Willie's like Jamaican drug lords were also pimps, bro. They were dressed like pimps. That's what the whole fuck. Did you see what they were doing? They were pimping out girls. Like that's basically what it was in the movie. So they were dressed like a bunch of pimps. Like pimps wear top hats and fucking fur coats and shit in the 80s. You're talking about these guys. That's basically what they were, dude.
That was actually the 70s. In the 80s, pimps started like in the 80s and on. Like pimps were just like pimps were like the rest of us because they were fucking low key. They didn't want to be. They might have had a fucking Rolex or some shit, but.
Whatever, man. You know, I watched the movie and I never had an issue with it. I just thought it was like, I mean, but then again, I saw the movie when I was like freaking 12. So what did I know then? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I literally.
I grew up watching it, dude. So I mean, I guess it just never. Maybe if I had watched it as an adult, you know, but like I saw that as a kid, so it just kind of that's what the first time I saw it. I never saw it with a different pair of eyes.
I mean, what am I, like 10 years older than you, right?
Something like that. 20? I don't know.
Not 20, fuck off. Go fuck yourself, Tony.
That's what you get, man. So,
fuck you, Tony.
Fuck you, Ezekiel. Yo, dude, you know what sucks, man? So I'm thinking about this. All like the whole thing that's suffering from this whole pandemic shit, dude, is like the Comic-Con stuff. Like, it's gonna be rough, dude, because Rhode Island Comic-Con is already saying that they're still gonna do it, but they haven't really given any like mask mandates yet. They don't know if like because Don and I were thinking about going because there's a bunch of people that I wanted to meet because I love getting pictures and meeting people that you saw in movies. I just think it's like a cool moment, and I don't mind paying for it.
Yeah,
and originally last year when they were going to do Comic-Con again, Cobra Kai was blowing up and still pretty big. It got even bigger because of the pandemic and everybody was watching it. But they said that like last year it was going to be William Zabka, Daniel LaRusso, the guy who played Sensei, and then also I think it's them three. We're going to be in like a photo op, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's dope. Like Don and I were ready to like pay the money and show up and get in. Like I was going to bring the Karate Kid shower and get them all in the shower. The one that I built and I thought that would be like a really dope picture. But Obviously the pandemic happened and now they're saying they're going to do it again. But it's like, I don't know how that would work. Right? Like, how are you going to do that? Are they going to have like the celebrities wearing masks and stuff while you take a picture? Because I'm not doing that. Like I'm not paying for a picture with a celebrity with a mask on.
Well, I mean, you're in a really good situation because it's Comic-Con, so you have celebrities and you have artists, and so celebrities can wear masks and the artists can draw the rest of their face on the mask so it doesn't look like they're wearing.
Oh, that's stupid. I thought you were actually going to say something serious.
It'd be awesome.
It's stupid.
I would take that picture. I would take a picture with somebody doing that. I would do that.
See, I just, dude, I really am curious as to how they're going to do this. How would you do, like, I don't know. They like I said, I mean, that question has been posed in like their forum. Like, what is the mask mandate? And they said they don't know. They will keep people updated. But they're booking guests, and I'm sure that the guests of the celebrities have already been filled in as to like what is going to happen when they get there, and they're probably just not telling the public yet. But I know like William Zabka, there's 2 kids from Cobra Kai. Sensei is going to be there. Daniel, I haven't seen Ralph Macchio sign on yet, and I don't know if Elizabeth Shue is ever coming. If Elizabeth Shue is coming, then I am going to Comic-Con because I had a huge crush on her, watching her in Adventures in Babysitting, and then obviously Karate Kid. So I definitely want to get a picture with her. She's awesome, and I still loved her in Cobra Kai. She was great. So
Yeah.
you know what
I
don't
need
know.
to see?
You know, I just really want to. I just love supporting the artists that take their time to come out and meet fans. I know they do it for the money, but I really just like going there and kind of just like it brings you back, man, and like you get to talk to people about the stuff they created and like what it meant to you, you know. And sometimes I feel like they don't give a shit, but I feel like I have to tell them, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like I try to get because there's some people like it's a really good example, like I forgot, and I feel shitty about this because I forgot his name, but like one of the guys, right? Alan Oppenheimer, the guy who did the voice of Skeletor in Master of the Universe. Like no one was at his table, dude, at like Comic-Con, and I was just like, how is nobody talking to this dude? Like, do they even know who he is? So I walked over and I was like, oh, Mr. Oppenheimer, like. Super like honored to meet you, and he was like, and he like stood up. He was like, oh, thanks so much for coming out. But I was like, oh, it's me. I was like, and he came around like to the table and was like talking to me, and I was like, oh, you know, I'd like to grab a picture with you, you know, if you don't mind. He was like, oh, sure. And I was like, man, I used to watch Masters of the Universe like every morning before I went to school, and I didn't even ask him, dude, and he did the Skeletor laugh, and I was like, what? Like I was like, holy shit, you know, and like he did some other voices, and I just feel like, you know, he's just one of those guys, man, that like really appreciates his fans, and I love meeting those people. You know, those are
Now he's going to be Moss Man.
Yeah, and the new one, dude.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that too. So, dude, I mean, you don't really meet people at you meet artists,
right?
But you don't meet actors because you said it ruins it for you. But like,
it does.
Well, I know you had like a shitty experience with Billy D. Williams, but like, is there anybody else that you've met that you've had like a really good experience with, like a celebrity, like
Stan
not
Lee.
an artist? Well, Stan Lee, obviously, but I mean,
that was amazing.
You
Dishes
mentioned-
are done, man. That dude.
Oh, friggin'
Adventures in
dude,
Babysitting. That was fucking awesome. What's his name again? Jesus Christ! Why? How do I not remember this kid's name?
Yeah, it's funny too because you threw that at me, and I would know his name like if you were talking to me about it in the middle of the day, but it put me on the spot. Oh, Keith Coogan. Keith Coogan. Yeah, he's dope. He's such a nice guy.
He was awesome, man.
Yeah.
But dude, you know what I need to see? I need a Comic-Con where they have Mark Singer, Gary Cole, and fucking Kevin Bacon.
Oh shit.
At the same time in the same place, because I need to verify that they are not the same person.
Gary Cole and all right.
Yeah, I mean, like you know who Gary Cole is, right?
Yeah, I know who he is. It's just hilarious that you said that.
Yeah, like because I mean, if you look at them, they look exactly the fucking same, in my opinion, except for Mark Singer. Mark Singer looks a little old now, so maybe he's out of the. But I do think Gary Cole and Kevin Bacon are definitely.
They're not the same guy, dude. They're not though. I mean, dude, Gary Cole is not Kevin Bacon. They look very similar. I'll give you that, but they're not the same person. Okay. We all know that. Everybody knows that. So listen,
everybody knew that Clark Kent wasn't Superman too, right? So
no, everybody knew. It was just suspension of disbelief. Oh, he's got the glasses on. Shit, it's not him.
Yeah.
All right, everybody else is blind apparently. Same height, same build, same face, everything. Oh, hold on, dude. Wait a minute. Ready? I'm Tony from Tony and Cooley. Who am I? Oh, I don't know. Who is that? So
Get this guy off my show.
Get him into a phone booth so we can change. You know who, dude? You know who one of my dream people at a Comic-Con is?
Who?
Come on, bro. Just think about it.
Vin Diesel.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. Who do you think? It's nice to meet you. Was
that Stallone?
I don't know who that was. It was just somebody with a deep voice. I can't get Vin Diesel deep. I can't.
All right.
I can't.
Yeah, not many people can, man. Honestly.
No. Man, do a little bit of Stallone for you. I mean, that's like, but I mean, like, I can't get like, I can't get that deep. Just like, Toretto, whatever he says, I can't do it. No, no, come on, dude. Think about what I like. Think about who I would want to see at
Sigourney Weaver.
Yes, dude, that
That's
would be
the only
so
person
dope.
that I know that you probably haven't like met yet.
Nah, Sigourney Weaver. I would want to meet. Dude, people from the like. I want to meet. I want to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because of Predator, dude.
Oh, you haven't met him yet, huh?
No, dude. Are you serious? What? I feel like you would have remembered if I had met him.
I just figured you would have. I mean, since he's like probably the easiest one out of all of them to.
Nah,
to
dude. But I
meet.
heard he charges like $250 for it. But anyway.
Oh yeah, you gotta pay. I mean, you gotta.
Well,
pay
yeah,
up.
dude. I would pay, but I would like love to see like the cast of like the remaining like people from Aliens like come in. That would be dope. I met Lance
Michael Weatherly.
Henriksen. He was cool. I met Michael Biehn, who played Hicks. He was really cool.
What about Michael Weatherly?
Which one's that?
Isn't he? What's his name? Kyle Reese or whatever the fuck his name is.
I'm blanking on that, which makes me sound like an idiot. But
Hold on, one sec. I'm looking him up. Michael Weatherly.
I'm looking him up right now.
There he is. Movies. Oh, did I make that up?
Yeah, you did, because that guy hasn't been in any of that. Yeah, no, I would say like Sigourney Weaver definitely. I would love to meet Stallone too. But I heard Stallone did something really funny when he meets people, and he doesn't do it all the time because if he did it all the time, people would be expecting it. But like they'll step in for a picture. And he's like, all right. And then he goes, ah! Like he's going to punch him. And the guy goes, ah! And then they get the picture where like they're all mad scared. And he's just like, punch him in the face. And I think that's hilarious. That's like when Kane Hodder like choked me out. I didn't see that coming.
That was great. Everybody looked that up on YouTube. It was the best because Tony was not expecting it.
No. And
like he was expecting it, but he wasn't expecting it. He was expecting him to do something, but he didn't think it was going to be that hard. And Kane went fucking in on it. And
dude, I could not breathe at one point. Like he pushed in. I was like, oh.
Bro, your eyes were just like, oh,
no, my eyes were closed because I was like the pain. And then but I heard that he does that a lot. Like people specifically ask him to choke them out. Like for pictures, and they have to sign a waiver, and I think he thought that's what I wanted, and I didn't. And I got it for free.
That's great. And you didn't sign a waiver, did you?
No.
That's great.
So if he broke my larynx, then I could have sued him.
Yeah,
I would have had to sue him by writing down what happened.
We would have never done that to him, by the way, because he's
nah,
decent.
Dude. If he fucked me up to the point where I couldn't do this podcast, I'd sue him.
You would sue him for all the money we'd be losing from the podcast that you can't do anymore.
Nah, fuck him, bro. If Kane Hodder choked me out to the point where like he damaged my shit without me signing a waiver, fuck him.
He took away my career.
Can't do podcasts anymore. I never signed a waiver. He didn't ask my permission. So, if I could go back, I would tell him not to do it. No, dude, it was a good time though. TerraCon was good. That was a good time. So, anyway, shit.
Yeah, TerraCon was good. I love that shit.
TerraCon was dope, man. That was a good time. I didn't expect, dude. I love how Jay fucking knew everybody.
Right?
Just knew everybody.
You can't even fucking make that up, man. Like, he was like every single person we ran into. It was like, Jesus, dude, we're trying to fucking walk around and do stuff, man. Why we gotta keep stopping? And we had to stop like every five. It was like fucking. It's like taking your Jay.
Yeah.
Not comparing you to a dog, but it was like taking my dog for a walk, and he had to stop at every fucking hydrant to like take a leak. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know what was actually mad funny? This was cool. And Jay told me the story before. So Jay, Joey Fatone from
That shit was hilarious.
yeah, so Joey Fatone from NSYNC was there. And cuz he's done like some like I don't even know. He was just there. He did like I think he did some horror shit or he was involved with something, but I was like, "Oh, Joey Fatone's here." And Jay goes, "Yo," he's like, "So one night, he's like, one of my buddies had me call Joey Fatone, and because he's like a big Christopher Walken fan, he's like, so I called Joey Fatone as Christopher Walken. He's like, and to this day, he thinks that he spoke to Christopher Walken, and so Jay goes, he doesn't know that was me. So he's like, all right, just like, he's like, just watch this. So he walks up and he's like, hey, and he starts bringing up like very specific stuff to where Joey Fatone's like, who is this guy? He goes, yeah. He goes, so remember you got a call from Christopher Walken? He's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, that was me. And he's like, no, it wasn't. And he did Walken, and Joey Fatone was like, holy shit. Like to this day, to that moment, he thought that he had talked to Walken. And then Jay literally did so awesome. Like walk into his face, and I was like, "Oh, dude, that's fucking priceless."
I wish we had recorded that, man.
I know. Well, you know what was funny? I didn't have like this shit ready, and he just was like, "I'm gonna go up, like watch this," and I was just like, "I probably should have. That would have been hilarious." But, dude, that was funny, man.
Missed opportunities.
Dope. Yeah,
whatever. But we saw it, and we can verify that it was fucking hilarious.
Oh, dude, it was hilarious because Joey Fatone was dying. He was like, "Oh, that's awesome, man! Like, holy shit, you got me!" And he like gave a hug. He's like, "That's hilarious. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard." So,
yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what else we got?
I don't know, man. Trying to think of like what's on right now. I mean, we don't really have to keep going, but I just tell people. Asterisk, don't believe what you see on the news about aliens. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Don't believe what you see about aliens. Because it's not true. So,
yeah, same. I agree.
Hashtag conspiracy theory. Don't believe it.
Don't believe anything.
Yeah, dude. A lot of the stuff is just like crazy. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just go to look up the Encounter Stories podcast or go to it's another podcast I do, so I'm plugging myself, but that's not the reason. I really want you guys to know what's going on. But I would say also just check out Dr. Stephen Greer on YouTube. He did a live broadcast last week to kind of touch base on what's happening. So if you want to know, you want to be in the know, I would check it out. Because a lot of that stuff you guys might have seen on 60 Minutes is bullshit. Even though it's 60 Minutes. So that's all I'm going to say.
Something you guys should watch is Yasuke on Netflix.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a anime. It's about a black samurai.
You and Ren were talking about that, right?
Yeah, and it's fucking batshit crazy. Like it takes place in feudal era Japan, but they're like mechs, and they're like mutants and like super powered people, and it's just insane. And I think there's like 6 episodes, and they're all shorties. They're all like half-hour episodes. So just check it out. Like, that's all I can say. I don't want to ruin anything because I can totally like cause you to like watch this and be like, oh, I already knew about this. So I don't want to spoil anything.
If you guys, I haven't seen it. I'm planning on watching it before next episode, but I definitely am going to check out Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. It's now on a Prime Video. I heard it's like fucking fantastic. It's basically like Bob Odenkirk doing his version of Taken. Slightly different storyline, but I can't wait to see it because I love Bob Odenkirk. A lot of people don't know something about Bob Odenkirk. He's actually the guy who wrote the motivational speaker character / skit for Chris Farley. So if you look up any interview with Chris Farley where they ask him about that, he goes, yeah, that character is written by Bob Odenkirk, and that's the same Bob Odenkirk that everybody knows now. But I got a text from Opie today, and he goes, he said, Army of the Dead was an absolute mess and a horrible storyline, but I liked it. I said, which is why I'm not watching it. And he goes, the action and gore was great. Watch it in mute or another language. I said, I'm going to watch Nobody. And he goes, Wrath of Man and Nobody is on my next list. So,
did you read my my write-up?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
I mean, those were like all the good things about the movie.
Yeah. Yep. I've never really been into that, but I know that a lot of people definitely checked it out. So, I would say if you guys, anybody listen to this wants to actually get in on our conversations in between episodes, you can find us in a Facebook group called Nerd Ruckus Network. So look us up. You might have to. You can join the group. We might have to approve you because it is like a private group, but. We talk about all the fun stuff. So if you want to join, love to have you. So check us out. And, hey, if you want us to talk about something on one of the episodes or you think something that we should debate, let us know. So
yeah, and something to keep in mind, too, like if you join up and you become part of the crew, it's not really just a place for us to post things and for people to react to the things that we post. We really want you guys to feel like you're part of a community, and we want you to post things and for people to react to your stuff as well, and everybody just vibe off each other. So don't feel like you're there watching more show, like where it's just more, we're just going to watch Tony and Cooley post stuff, and this is really
it's an open forum.
It's everybody's thing. So we're trying to build something big. Build something fun, something that you can go to. And the main thing that we try to stress in that community is just be kind to each other. So it's a place where you can come, you can not be judged, you can not be, you're not going to like have somebody be mean to you, or you're not going to be able to be mean to anybody else. It's just a place to go and just let all of that go. And just, it's a love fest, man. It's just come in, have fun, tell jokes, laugh. And just
one of the things that people, I think hate about social media in some regards is like YouTube. You post a video and it's 99% people just talking shit about it. And that's not what this is. If you come here and you post something and, if somebody gets out of line, like, we're going to drop them. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not the environment we want. So just know that, we are the moderators of the channel or the group, and we're watching what's going on. So if something starts to, get out of line, then we're going to remove it or we're going to drop it, just so we can keep it a safe place and like just a fun place to be. Nobody needs negativity. Everybody needs to go to a place where they can just kind of zone out for a little bit, have some fun, have some laughs, talk about some cool stuff.
Yep. And that doesn't mean that you have to be like, I'm only going to post like, positive stuff. Like, you can be like mad at a show or something and be like, I don't like this show. But just be mindful of the people that are reading your stuff. That's all. Yeah,
exactly. Just don't post stuff that it's okay. I mean, we want to have like good debates.
Correct.
On the group. We just don't want to, have negative comments that are hurtful, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, everybody knows
what we mean.
So, everybody knows.
I digress. All right, well, I think that's it, man. Thank you guys for joining us on the first episode of Tony and Cooley. We're going to be doing more of this. Hey, if we sound a little bit rusty right now, it's because we are. But as we do this more often and get back into it, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. We're already having fun doing it. And what is that? Sam
this
Adams,
one.
what?
Yeah, this one is a summer ale.
There you go, man. Yeah,
it's,
I'm going to
citrus wheat ale. It's very good.
I was drinking a Loyal 9, half and half, and I stepped into a Wild Berry Truly. It's very good. I love Trulies. Actually, I don't. I like Loyal 9, but Trulies is just kind of too seltzer for me anyway.
So, I started with one of these guys.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Nice. Don's going up to the Budweiser brewery this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So if you want anything, man, let him know. He's gonna.
I mean, what do they have at the Budweiser brewery? Like,
well, no, they have like a gift shop where they have like like shot glasses and stuff. And so if you want
gotcha.
If you want something, like let him know. He can grab it for you.
Want something not alcohol, just like a gift or something.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna see if he can grab me a Clydesdale. I think that'd be cool. So,
like a
live
one, or
like a fucking horse, man. Like I'll just keep that in my backyard. That'd be dope, right? So,
did I tell you there was a zombie riding a horse?
What the hell are you? Oh yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah,
you did.
like he legit.
But it had no point. It was just random.
Zero. It just randomly just fucking. There's a zombie on a fucking horse. It was like the fucking Old Spice commercial. Like I was waiting for him to go. I'm on a horse. It was like just so bizarre, and I was so there for it, man. Like it was like one of the things in this movie that just it made me so happy to watch this zombie ride a horse.
But I like how you said it came in, and I laughed reading it because I had seen it. Like, yo, it came in, it left, and you're like, what the fuck? That shit would have been hilarious to me because it served no purpose.
Dude, like the zombie riding the horse was like fucking fast. Like he was like the Flash. Like he had no reason to be riding a horse. Zero.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Zero reason. But he decided that to get there quick, he had to ride the horse to get to see, like, because the zombie had a wife that was pregnant, and dude, I'm not shitting you, man. I'm not shitting you. This is real.
Wait, this is actual storyline?
This is actual. He had a wife, and the wife was pregnant, and she died, and he felt it, like the force, and he was like, I gotta go. And then the next scene, you see him riding a horse to the scene where she's dying, and then all of a sudden it cuts to him being there, like over, like, you know, and like rushing in to like try and save her, but her head's already cut off, and he's like, what the fuck? And he starts crying. So the zombie's like crying now because like his baby's like dead,
what the fuck,
and
dude?
his wife's dead. Exactly. That is exactly what you. That's all I got to say, man. I can't say anything more.
No, if you like that shit, then fucking, I don't know. Check it out. So, Jesus. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. So, we're gonna try to do this, every week. We're doing this every week. So, tune in, and what day, Cooley, tell everybody what day we're releasing episodes.
What day?
Yeah, like what day of the week can people expect an episode?
I say subscribe and you'll get a notification.
I think that's a good idea. You see what I did there?
Yeah, you just never know. We're like a box of chocolates, bro. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One of those days. Never Sunday, though. Never Sunday.
And if it's Sunday, you know it wasn't recorded that day.
Yep. Because we were like, oh shit, we gotta get one out.
So, all right,
but just know it'll come once a week at least. You know?
Yeah.
Once a week. Actually,
right, man,
actually at most, because we only pay for fucking 5 hours of this shit. So it's once a week.
All right, man. I'm gonna fucking end this shit now.
Should we not? We don't want to keep going.
Yeah. No, it's just like, dude. All right. So we'll catch you guys on the next episode, and thanks for listening to Tony and Cooley.
Peace.
Peace.